Hi, my name is Pastor Hal York, and welcome to Truth in the Trenches. Today we're going to be Proverbs chapter 15, verse 4. We read, "A soothing tongue is a tree of life, but perversion in it breaks the spirit." As we know, the book of Proverbs has a lot to say about the tongue, and there's all kinds of different tongues mentioned in the Bible. There's the tongue of the wise, there's a lying tongue, there's the smooth, seductive, flattering tongue, there's the tongue of the righteous, the tongue of perversions, a liar, a lying tongue, and a soft tongue breaks the bone, a tongue of secrets, a flattering tongue, and there's the loving kindness that comes off the tongue of the righteous. It begs the question, what happens when you're done talking, when I'm done talking? How do people leave our conversations, our presence? Do they leave soothed, encouraged, flattered, or destroyed? Does your tongue and your conversation stir up the flesh or the spirit in the other person? Does it promote spiritual growth or put a stumbling block in their path? The tongue of the wise, it says in verse 2, makes knowledge look good. How does the tongue of the wise make knowledge look good? Well, the first way is the person teaching is excited about what they're teaching. They're excited about what they know. In other ways, I think the practical side of knowledge is explained and lived out by the teacher. The teacher is not arrogant or proud. The teacher is gentle and patient. They're not belittling. It's amazing how many times people who appear to be nice on the outside can bring people to tears by their cruel, veiled, insensitive remarks. The tongue always speaks what is in the heart, always. Nice people have tongues that match that disposition. As a matter of fact, most truly nice people are called nice because of how they use their tongue. They use their tongues not as weapons, but they've learned to use them as instruments of peace, of truth, of compassion, kindness, and thoughtfulness. And in so doing, they make knowledge look good, because their knowledge of the truth does not produce pride and a hurtful spirit, but humility and compassion. What has your knowledge done in your life? What has your knowledge made your tongue sound like? How does it leave people when the conversation is over? Are they built up or torn down? Are they pointed to Christ and encouraged in their spiritual journey, or has their flesh been stirred up and they feel agitated, anxious, and fearful? What kind of tongue do I have? What kind of tongue do you have? Those are very important questions to ask. Don't just listen to your words. Examine your heart, for that's where those words came from. Ask God to search your heart and see if there's something in you that's causing these cruel and unkind words to spring forth off your lips that are so hurtful and damaging in the lives of people. We've all heard people who know a lot of wonderful truth, and they try to teach us that truth. But the way they teach it and how they come across is so damaging and so maddening and so demeaning that we don't really hear the words they're saying. All we hear is the spirit that they're putting forth, and it turns us off from them, not necessarily the truth, but it turns us off from what they're telling us because they're the package that truth is wrapped in, and it's very unattractive. Matthew reminds us that every careless word that people speak, they shall give an account for it in the day of judgment. That's Matthew 12:36. People look at us, not just our words. They hear what we are conveyed, and how we're teaching it is conveyed in how we use our tongue. And many, many times people reject the gospel and the truth we're trying to present, not because of the truth, but because of us and how we're coming across. There's a lot of hurting, fearful people today, at work, at church, in our neighborhoods. And they need truth. They need knowledge spoken with a humble, caring heart and a soothing, soft, wise, gentle tongue. Ephesians says, speak the truth in love. And if you can't, be quiet and ask God to change your heart so that you may be an instrument of good and your tongue may become an instrument of truth that builds up and edifies those we meet. May this truth guide us and guard us in the trenches of life as we seek to live our lives for the glory of God and the good of others. May God bless.